Hello everyone, this is Osino Overlip, and I'm here to say, who needs palm trees? Palm trees. Who needs palm trees? Who needs beaches? Who needs sand and nice hotels and sights and sounds to have a good vacation? Not me. Not all the time, anyways. I'm a gamer, and I want to take, I guess, a gamer's vacation. Right now, the game I'm doing a Let's Play for today will be Conker Live and Reloaded. And before I get into this game, and also while I'm playing this game, just wanted to let you guys know my history with this game. My first true console or home console was the Sega Genesis. By the time I got Sega Genesis, everybody was just getting finished and about to move on from the N64 and PS1. By the time my second console was an N64. By the time I got my N64, people had already moved on to the PlayStation 1. And the first time I ever saw Conker was inside of a store. I'm not gonna say the name of the store, but I saw the game and I read the back of the box, and it had, like nudity, this. I mean, stuff that I never even knew they put in games. I'm pretty sure they had to actually, like on the back of the game it has like a mature rating and has the box. I'm pretty sure Conker's Bad Fur Day probably had the biggest box on the back of the N64 box with, like, as far as like list of stuff that's in the game. Some games had nudity, harsh language. Some games had, violence, whatever. This game had nudity, harsh language, violence, this, and that. And I was like, I gotta try this game out. So I get the game, and I take it home, and I play it. And jokes on me. At the time, I didn't know what game genres were. I didn't know what really an RPG was, or this was, or what that was. I just called games. The games I played were mainly shooters, first person and third person. I just called games with guns shooters, games without guns. I don't even know what I called them. But it took me a while before I actually start learning about what like an adventure game is, and a shooter, and an RPG. So I get the game, take it home and play it, and then I actually get stuck. Like, I'm stuck because I'm not used to playing a game where you have to do stuff other than shoot people or whatever. So, not to say that Conker is a very complex game. It just had, like, puzzles. The puzzles in the game are pretty easy, by the way. It's just, I never played a game where I had to do any puzzles, easy or hard. So, I write it off. I say, screw it. Trade it in at Funkoland. At this time, it was still called Funkoland. I very reluctantly traded it in because I really wanted to keep it. I was like, man, this game, like I'm pretty sure it's a fun game or an interesting game. I just don't know what the heck I'm doing in it. So, later on, I will name this store at FYE, because FYE was in the same store as the place, or it was in FYE was in the same mall as the place where I first retrieved my first copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day. And so I'm in FYE because I went there a lot to buy CDs and stuff, and the occasional game. They had N64 games, and I see this strategy guide. And at the time, I didn't know what a strategy guide was. I sort of knew what one was because I had this game called Light Crusader, and I would go to this website called Game Sages. I think it was owned by Game Facts, and like Crusader, I was that was a game I was stuck on for a whole year. I didn't know what the heck to do. It turns out you had to move a headstone in the graveyard to actually really start the game and start dungeon crawling. So I didn't really know what a strategy guide was. I knew that like there were sites that would tell you how to beat games, but I wasn't. I didn't really collect strategy guides. I didn't really know what they were, especially like the official strategy guides. Like the booklets and everything's all glossy or whatever. But I see the strategy guide, and I'm like, what? They have a guide for the game? And so I talk my folks or whatever, and to buy me the strategy guide, and I'm like, yes, now all I need is another copy of the game. So I go to back to my store, I get another copy of the game, I take it home, and I start playing. And Conker is just a unique experience for me. It's one of those games where like once I beat it with a strategy guide, then I didn't really need any more. I didn't even need the guide anymore. I just kept the guide. I don't have it anymore, but I kept it for a while. And so I love the game. It's a very weird game. It's very fun as well. And I eventually traded it in again, after beating the game a whole bunch of times. I still actually remember the code for Conker's Bad Fur Day on N64. There's a code called Welder's Bench that you type in on the cheats menu, and it unlocks all of the cheat codes. No. It unlocks all of the levels. That's WELDERSBENCH. This is probably the only game that I could complete in one sitting. I mean, there's a few games that I could probably beat in one sitting. This is probably the only game I wouldn't mind beating in one sitting. Although I'm not going to do that for this Let's Play, of course. But invert aim? No, heck no. And like I said, I know there's tons of walkthroughs for this game. I'm not even gonna do a walkthrough, even though this is probably a game I could do a walkthrough for. I know this game pretty well, but I know there's plenty of walkthroughs and Let's Plays or whatever for this game. I just figured, like after doing so many Let's Plays of like what I like to call not independent, but like low budget games, and sometimes low budget games can be a really pain, and a lot of the low budget games that I've played have been a real pain in the keister. I figured it's just nice to just take a vacation and just play something, not just any old game, but a game that's really near and dear to my heart, because I have the N64 version and I have the original Xbox version. And later on, after I traded in my copy and they released this copy later on for the Xbox, I went ahead and purchased it for the original Xbox. The copy I prefer would probably be the N64 copy. Even though I was impressed, I was really impressed. Like, I guess graphically, of course, and like how they enhanced the graphics, I appreciate this more. I just like the N64 version a lot better because the multiplayer, you can use bots. No, not that. The multiplayer was which is better, which is more creative. I don't know why they didn't just keep it like here. The multiplayer seems almost like it's still pretty good, like you get guns and like swords or whatever. But I don't know why they couldn't have just kept both. Like they could have probably fit the multiplayer from the N64 version onto this version. But whatever. Let's enjoy the show. And as I play, I will be. Hang on a second.
There I am.
King of all the land.
The king. all the land. Who'd have thought that? But how did I come to this, I hear you say? And who are those strange fellows that surround my throne? I hear you also say. Well, it's a long story. Come closer, and I'll tell you. It all started yesterday. What a day that was. It's what I call a bad fur day.
Oh, for some reason, I always found the ending to this game kind of sad. It's pretty. It's a good ending, but he doesn't seem happy, which he shouldn't be. His girlfriend is dead, but you know, I always found the ending to be kind of sad.
I'm gonna be a bit late. Well, met up with a couple of the guys and they're off tomorrow to some, I don't know, fight some war somewhere. Anyway, I'll see ya. Love you. I think she bought it. Conker, put the phone down. Oh, right. Whose round is it? Yours. What, again? Okay. Someone lend me a $5. I don't feel so good now. You guys enjoy yourself and all that, and I'll probably see you sometime next week. I gotta go home. I'll go this way. Oh, no, that's the toilets. No, this way. Yeah, that's better.
Probably the only game where
Doesn't look too good tonight.
I'll provide commentary for the entire game.
Hold on a sec. Sorry about that, old chap. Gotta go.
I think this game holds up pretty well. This can make for a pretty decent looking, like, Xbox Live arcade game. But yeah, and as I go through certain levels, certain chapters, I want to try and explain like what I was thinking the first time I played the level, and like my first impressions of the level when I was playing, because my memories of this level are pretty good. Not too great, but
pretty familiar to me. Huh? What's that? This way, I suppose.
yeah, because even though like when you first play the game, that's basically the ending. But that part is really sad to me. Like, to me, it had a better effect after I played the entire game and beat the game, then saw the ending. It's kind of sad, you know, in my opinion. But the opening, you know, is basically the ending. But not really that sad to me. Not the first time.
More milk, sire.
But yeah, like the scientist, his voice actor or whatever, I always found him pretty annoying. Not annoying, pretty hilarious. When he's tasked with trying to make a stool, or try to make another leg for the king's stool.
Oh no. It's gonna be one of those days.
But yeah, my first time playing this game, I wasn't stuck right here, but I was stuck in this general area. Where are you?
Oh, hello. Can you help me? I need to get home and go to bed because I don't feel very well at all. Oh, so you can't help me at all?
Actually, yes, I can. Maybe.
Okay. What's your name?
Beardy.
Beardy? You haven't got a beard.
No. Beardy. I scare birdies.
Okay, Birdie. So can you help me?
Right. Step over here. You see those buttons? Actually, you'll find that they're called context sensitive. And, well, actually, they, press B.
Press B.
Oh, yeah. The light comes on. And it makes this noise. Ting! Right, that ting noise. Nice ting. There, no, ting. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll press B.
I don't know if I do.
So, what does that mean?
It means
Context sensitive.
is sensitive to context.
Try it over there.
Okay.
I need to try it again.
But I even like the N64 like opening a little better. Like when you turn it on, and he takes the chainsaw and he just cuts through the N64 logo. But I knew I found something special when I first turned it on, and it had those red letters. No one under 18 should play this game. I was like, oh boy, I'm in for an experience.
Oh, just what I needed. In fact, it would seem to me that these give me just what I need at that moment in time. I see what he means. Context sensitive. Clever. And I feel loads better. Right, let's get out of here. Oh, and by the way, if for whatever reason you want to skip all these wonderful cutscenes, just pull the left trigger. But you will have to watch them at least once.
Alright. Let's end this video and start another one.